Talk about being in that air show for the first time. What's the adrenaline rush or the satisfaction of getting to perform in front of this big crowd?
You know, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of adrenaline. I think it's like that butterfly, right? You get that excitement, but then you have that nervousness. You know, there's a level of excitement because it's the first time performing in front of people. But then there's also the nervousness of coming from this background and just holding yourself at a high level of experience. You don't want to make mistakes, you know. And my little mistake, no one might notice, but to me it's a big thing because it's like I'm putting my name behind this performance, and so I just wanted to be perfect, and so that's so I'm sure there'll be some adrenaline after I get done. Yeah, it'll probably be like anything. The first time you do something, you forget about it 10 minutes later, and you're trying to remember everything you did. But I think for this weekend, it's gonna be an absolute awesome time.
All right, so let's get back to, so you start flying, and you get this bug to start doing loopy-loops and flips, or whatever fancy names you call it. How did that come about?
You know,
Hubie influence.
Yeah. You know, it was fortunate to have somebody local that was doing it, so they were great. You know, just I think in my generation, just the general internet and TV was a great way to look at it, and just used to watch videos all the time. And I was like, man, you know, it's pretty cool. You can take these planes and put them in all these crazy attitudes, and it looked crazy, but it's still in control the full time. And so I just expressed interest one day and kind of from there it just took off with, you know, going to do the first flight lesson of doing a loop and a roll, and then that progressed on to, hey, well, you know what, this is really fun. I like to do it, to being able to get my first aircraft and continue on from there.
When did you meet Hubie along this whole time?
Yeah, so I met him, this would have been around 2008 time, kind of right as I was getting out of high school. He was just practicing over Newsroom like he always does, and I always made the joke. I you know, made the comment to him about, if you ever need anybody to fly your planes, let me know. And I'm sure he just kind of laughed at it now, because if someone came up to me and asked me to see in a couple of years, kid, and so we ended up. He never once, you know, didn't answer a question I had or anything like that. And so we were lucky. I was lucky to, you know, early on get this person that had done so much in the industry, kind of guide me along and help me create this path of my own that would allow me to get where I'm at now with all the air show and the aerobatic stuff.
How much of a mentor is he? Like, is he like your guru, or has he just been a good guy to bounce things off of?
I would definitely say he's you know, he's definitely been part of the guru part. The aircraft I fly is a Sukhoi, and there's only 5 left in the country, and 2 of them are right here in Newbern, which is myself and Hubie. And I'm currently the only one that does air shows in one, and that competes in the United States in one. So if you want somebody to mentor you and help you out, you can't really have a better person than someone who's already had the reins. And you know, I've definitely been able to learn stuff on my own and kind of grow on my own, but it's definitely been a gracious gift to have somebody his knowledge and his expertise to just say, hey, I'm struggling with this. What do you think? What should I do different? You know, I think as we all do, we learn from other people's mistakes or other people's hardship and how they've already grown. And you know, I'm kind of fortunate to have somebody who already did it for 15 years before me, and so I kind of have the easy way versus him. But no, he's a tremendous part of what's helped me grow today to get to where I am. So just keep going. Let's go fly.
You said you bought your first plane. How old were you when you bought your first plane?
I did have a plane a few years before, but my first aerobatic plane was I was 24 years old.
Yeah. So you had a plane before that, though?
Yeah, I had a little 150, just a little flight time builder. Yeah, so I had that when I was 20.
Yeah.
So
just buzzing around.
Yeah, it was $17,000, cheaper than a car, and just popping around the United States, just building flight time, eating Subway and building flight time. That was it.
And then you decided to start getting the thing upside down and doing spins.
Exactly. Being straight and level wasn't good enough for me. So.
Tell me about the adrenaline rush. What is it that you like so much about doing the stunts in the air?
There's kind of two sides to what I do. You know, one side is competition aerobatics, which is actually something that came later on. I always wanted to do air shows, and I never really learned about competition. So the air show side is really this freelancing expression. So some people, everybody has a different way they express themselves, and the air show side for me is just, that's the only way I know how to express myself to a general public. It allows me to take this 15 minutes that I get in an airspace and just say, hey, this is me, this is who I am. It looks crazy, but I feel in complete control the whole time. With the contest side of this kind of whole aerobatic stuff, it's just this complete constant pursuit of perfection. We're never perfect. We train all year to get told how bad we're doing. And we look for, every time we get done flying, we don't look for, you know, kind of how good we do. We look at the mistakes, and it just, but when you get that, we call it a 10 because we're scored on a scale of 1 to 10. When you get a 10, you're just like, man, that's kind of part of an adrenaline rush there. Not so much in the aircraft, because in the aircraft you're kind of constantly thinking, and you're in control of the whole situation. But yeah, I think the adrenaline rush can kind of come more from when you nail something versus just constantly flying. You know, this upcoming week at Laurinburg-Maxton and Sky High Aerospace Expo is going to be my debut air show. So you don't get to just go do air shows. You know, you have to build up to it. You know, to be safe, to fly in front of crowds and stuff like that. And yeah, so this year will be my debut air show. You know, I'm hoping to do the Beaufort Air Show, you know, it being a local show. You know, I'm glad to be doing the New Bern Air Show at the end of November. So that's going to be an absolute honor to get to fly for a town that's been so giving to allow me to sit here for so many years and fly.
All right. How was that?
A lot of fun, as always. Smile on the face like every time I fly.